live on your tablet, phone, and the KUTV app. This is 2 News Live.
Thanks for joining us on 2 News Live. I'm Brian Schnee. It is a Monday edition, November 13th. We've got some things to go in depth on tonight. The passing of Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints President M. Russell Ballard and University of Utah gymnastics coach Tom Farden placed on leave. Before we dive into those, here's a look at what is making headlines. You can find these stories on our website, KUTV.com. So, a man is dead after a crash on I-15 this morning. UHP says he crashed into a concrete barrier. This happened in American Fork. He then got out of his car. For some reason, troopers say that person walked into traffic, and that's when he was struck and killed. Also in your headlines, happening tomorrow, jury selection set to begin in the murder trial involving Terrence Voss. He is charged with the death of his girlfriend. Our Wendy Halloran will be there. She will be providing updates throughout this as the hearings get underway. And of course, the big time outdoor retailer show returning to the Salt Palace Convention Center tomorrow through Thursday. Some of the largest outdoor retailers will be in town to showcase their latest and greatest winter gear and technology. So if that's your cup of tea, go check it out. Also, some exciting announcements here today for those that love the ice castles in Midway. Construction is underway for those ice castles at the Soldier Hollow Nordic Center. There's a new castle design this year. It includes slides, tunnels, crawl spaces. Big kids can do it too. Also some new sculptures, all entirely made from ice. If you've never been, might be a good idea to go check it out. Tickets go on sale November 29th. As we go in depth tonight, you can always get in touch with us during the show. Use the hashtag 2NewsLive to join our conversation. Of course, if you prefer to reach out on the socials, you can do that too. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Send a DM there, a comment, whatever. Just send something and weigh in.
Just always had a positive influence in my life whenever I heard him speak.
Just amazing his life and his dedication and all the sacrifices that he went through.
Utahns and members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints mourning the loss of President M. Russell Ballard. He served as the acting president of the Quorum of the 12 Apostles for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. A close friend of President Ballard says he was able to visit with him briefly before his passing last night, calling it a special moment he'll never forget. Ariel Harrison joining us live now after exclusively speaking with that friend. Ariel, what was the parting promise he made to President Ballard?
Well, first and foremost, that man I spoke with is Ellis Ivory. That park, this is the Place Heritage Park, is incredibly special to that friendship because President M. Russell Ballard actually appointed Ellis Ivory to be the director of the park. So that's kind of where their connection recently lies, is the park, but they've known each other for 50 years. And Ellis kind of dived into that history with me, which was really incredible to be listening to today. But the promise that he shared with President Ballard, as I know they spoke recently, was that he would continue to preserve the park. It's something that's really important to President Ballard. He values the pioneer heritage that park brings. I know that President Ballard is a direct descendant of the church founder, Joseph Smith Jr. From my understanding, that is President Ballard's great-great-uncle. His great-great-grandfather is the brother of Joseph Smith Jr., Hiram Smith. And then further, President Ballard's great-grandfather was the 6th president of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. So some would say it's in his blood to serve in the capacity he did. He served a very long time, holding multiple callings and then assignments, and served all over the world, Brian. Pretty incredible.
It is incredible to note the legacy, Ariel. Thank you. And of course, a lot of people mourning that loss today. With President Ballard's passing, there are now 11 apostles, so it could stay that way until next April. As church leader, it's President Russell M. Nelson's job to fill the vacancy. This traditionally happens during the faith's General Conference. The leadership group hasn't changed since Elder Garrett W. Gong and Elder Ulysses Suarez were called back in April of 2018. Governor Spencer Cox remembering President Ballard tonight. He posted these photos on X today, saying President Ballard, quote, spent a lifetime of service trying to make the world a better place for everyone. President Ballard was recently mentioned in new allegations in a lawsuit filed by several women against Tim Ballard and the nonprofit he founded, Operation Underground Railroad. In an amended complaint, attorneys for the women say President M. Russell Ballard and other authorities from the church provided Mormon tithing records to Tim Ballard to help him target wealthy donors and wealthy Mormon church wards. Now, last week, a church spokesperson released a statement saying, quote, "The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints regards tithing records as sacred and keeps them confidential. Leaders ensure such information is not used for personal, political, or commercial purposes." President Ballard has never released tithing records to OUR or any other organization. If you'd like to learn more about this lawsuit, we have our past reports on our website right now, which is KUTV.com. The University of Utah is releasing minimal details about why they put gymnastics head coach Tom Farden on paid administrative leave. They said abuse allegations from some athletes did not play a role in this decision. Instead, the U says acts by Farden, quote, "do not align with our values." Our Amanda Gilbert live at the University of Utah tonight. Amanda, very little put out by the university, but what have you learned today?
Yeah, we've learned that paid leave for Coach Tom Farden, it's effective immediately. Again, not a lot from the university, though they did say that this is not related to student athlete welfare. We're going to take a look at your screen here, though. We do know that associate head coach Carly Dockendorf, she is going to be serving as interim head coach. She has been with the team since 2018. Now, this announcement comes just weeks after gymnast Kara Aker posted to Instagram saying she was leaving the team, leaving the school because of alleged abuse. Again, the university said that the decision this week is not because of student athlete welfare. But today I did speak with some students on campus. To be honest, a lot of students I ran into didn't know a lot about all this. They weren't super informed. Some did say, though, that they had heard the news, especially because Utah's gymnastics team is pretty well known. But yeah, I did spend a lot of the day, Brian, reaching out to the university, reaching out to athletes, former athletes, students. A lot of people at this time, though, are saying no comment as this develops. Back to you, Brian.
Yeah, and Amanda, no surprise on that. Obviously, limited details put out, but you're right. I mean, the Red Rocks and, of course, Utah Gymnastics, very prominent program, one that has a history of winning under Coach Tom Farden. And, of course, a lot of high-profile athletes on this program. Did any of them say anything on social media? I know that's obviously where Kara Aker put out her message a few weeks ago. Was there any indication or reaction to the latest news?
There was, Brian. After Kara Aker's post, another former Utah gymnast actually shared her story on Instagram as well, Kim Tesson. So some people did kind of speak up, sharing their support after Kara Aker's initial post. Again, I believe it was 3 weeks ago.
Amanda Gilbert on the University of Utah campus tonight as we continue to try and learn more about why head coach Tom Farden of Utah Gymnastics is now on paid administrative leave. Amanda, thank you. Over the past few months, we've told you about the allegations and the emotional and verbal abuse coming from U of U gymnasts. This past summer, a Kansas City-based law firm investigated head coach Farden. Now, the review found a lack of substantial evidence for rule violations. However, the law firm did find one instance in which Farden violated the athletics department well-being policy. As you just heard, in October, Utes gymnast Kara Aker, very well known, was part of Team USA as an alternate and such. She was announcing that she left the team a few weeks ago, citing emotional abuse that she said it took a toll on her physical, mental, and emotional well-being. If you'd like to see more of our reporting on these allegations and interviews with former and current athletes, you can find those on our website, KUTV.com. And of course, as we learn more about the status of head coach Tom Farden, we will share it with you there, KUTV.com. All right, let's talk about the lack thereof precip here this month. Very different from a year ago.
Yeah, I want to show you that. That's like the big thing that jumps out. Remember how active November was. Now, it wasn't that cold. We had mainly valley rain, but we had a lot of mountain snow. And that's why a lot of those ski resorts opened up early, and the skiing was fantastic in the month of November. Last year, at this time, almost 2 inches of water, which is a lot of water here in Salt Lake City, compared to so far just over a quarter inch. Normal is about a half inch. So, yeah, we're just below normal. We got to see this number go up, and it's going to go up later this week. We have a few storms coming in, but nothing too cold at the moment, and it's been very mild today. So let's get to your forecast, we did make it into the 60s here in northern Utah and very close to 70 down in St. George. And speaking of St. George, we haven't had rain in 41 days. So we've had a little bit of rain in northern Utah, but not down in southern Utah, 41 in a row. And the last time it did rain was October 3rd, and we only got 0.01. So definitely need some moisture down in southern Utah, and a little bit of rain is in your forecast as well. But right now, nothing looks too significant, but that could change. We have a few lingering clouds for tonight, but temperatures will be cool, but not that cold. We'll see overnight lows in the upper 20s in central Utah, mid-30s here along the Wasatch Front. Tomorrow, more sunshine. We might have a couple high clouds rolling into southwestern Utah, but it looks really pleasant to be outdoors and get some yard work done. We're going to be in the mid-60s here in northern Utah, even up in Park City in southwestern Wyoming, northeastern Utah. Temperatures well into the 50s, and St. George might make it into the 70s tomorrow. Now, there's a big storm out in the Pacific, which is good news, but it's going to take some time. And it's also going to be weakening as it gets closer to Utah, but it's going to bring in a little bit of rainfall towards Wednesday night and Thursday, and that's what we're watching the potential for. In the meantime, though, at least for tomorrow and most of the day on Wednesday, it looks quiet. Now, it will be sunny on Tuesday. There's the rain impacting California. More clouds begin to roll in on Wednesday, but we're still dry through 4 o'clock. Now, as we head into Wednesday night, you'll see some scattered showers quickly race through southern Utah, into central and northern Utah overnight and into Thursday morning. And then we'll have these hit or miss showers, especially Thursday morning in northern and central Utah. There will be a little bit of snow in the mountains, but I'm not seeing a whole lot. Snow levels will be pretty high. This is not a cold storm, so snow levels right now could only drop to maybe 8,000 feet. When it comes to rainfall amounts, doesn't look like we'll get a ton. I think generally about 1/10 of an inch to 1/4 inch of rain, but some areas might locally see some higher amounts. Now, the storm is still out in the Pacific on Thursday. It's a little wave that kind of moves out of it that brings in that moisture. Eventually, the whole thing begins to roll in over the weekend, and that might meet up with some colder air by the end of the weekend, something that we're watching that could bring some rain and maybe some snow mixing in, especially for northern and central Utah. And then high pressure could be sliding in as we head into the following week. So we're watching a few storms out there. Enjoy the warm weather because it's eventually going to get colder. 70s in St. George through Wednesday. We're going to be in the upper 60s Thursday, Friday, and I get a chance for rain in St. George Thursday and Saturday. Overnight lows staying in the 40s. Salt Lake, sunny tomorrow, turns partly cloudy on Wednesday, mid-60s, but even with that rain on Thursday, temperatures don't drop very much, right around 60. We'll cool off into the 50s, though, by the end of the week, and as we head into the weekend, might see some stray showers on Saturday, and then rain and snow possible by Sunday, and then it definitely gets colder for next week, and that's Thanksgiving week. We're talking highs back into the 40s.
You were supposed to say a foot of snow is coming to Alta.
You know what? A foot of snow might come to Alta if you combine Thursday and Sunday.
Okay, you think so?
That's good. I think so.
Yeah, I mean, it's so meteorologist Trent Parker is just jonesing to get out. Like, I mean, hiking uphill, policy, following the policy to the T. Okay, but he's just in there, and I'm concerned for his well-being because there's not a lot of cover up there.
There isn't, and of course, because there's not a lot of cover, Alta postponed their opening day.
I know. Well, they're smart about that, obviously, because there's a need for the natural stuff. You can make stuff, but like I don't think they want to do the one run, right? I think they want to open up a little bit more.
Yep.
I know that the stoke is really high, though, because a lot of places are still, at this point, it looks like, planning to open this weekend?
They're planning. We'll see. I mean, they're not, again, there's probably going to be 1 or 2 runs open, but we need another 1 to 2 feet to get more terrain.
All right. So, well, we'll see what happens later this week. Obviously, I know you're keeping an eye on it. So thanks for watching this Monday installment of 2 News Live. Love to have you with us here each and every day, Monday through Friday at 5:30. We're back again tomorrow with some more in-depth, unique conversations on those topics that we've been following here at 2 News. So have a great rest of your Monday night. We're back tomorrow, and hopefully, maybe those snow totals predictions will climb a little bit. I'm just trying to coax it along.
We're watching that
here.
Sunday storm. We're going to be watching it.
All righty. See you tomorrow.